for truckers. It's been a long time since I made a video. Last video I made, I think I was craning off some granite in my previous company I worked for. That was a company right after Prime, right when I came back to Pennsylvania to work. I know nobody's really keeping track probably, since I end up making sporadic videos, considering that I got a kid, and I had a whole child custody hearing and court cases. I had a lot of other things taking up my time, so I couldn't really help anybody out with questions. I know I didn't answer a lot of questions for people on here, but yeah, I'm going to try to answer some questions, see if anybody wants some questions answered. I know there's a lot of people that make YouTube videos that are truckers, but sometimes sometimes there's just things that are left out. You won't answer questions that people have that just don't pertain to that company or whatnot. Try to do it for my 30-minute breaks up here, since I pretty much already ate. Anybody can eat in like 15 minutes. I don't know who needs 30 minutes to eat a sandwich and drink a Coke. But yeah, so pretty much now with this company right here, Order Express, got out of the whole flatbed. I now swing doors open, lazy man's job, which I get paid by the hour now. Last company I was at, I got paid salary, which if you're making 27 cents or 30 cents a mile, ain't bad, unless they enslave you salary, which that's what started happening. It was a smaller company, and started to get kind of like enslaved. And routes weren't ever set up. I'd come in and there would just be, boom, hey, you're going out to Columbus. Well, I just got back on it overnight. I just, it's like what? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, and you want me to go out to Columbus, Ohio from like Philadelphia, and what time you want me to leave? Oh, you want me to leave at midnight, or yeah, okay, yeah, sure, I'll just go home and go right to sleep for you, because I got a baby and and a family and everything, because nothing's gonna keep me up. They I guess they just don't think of that. I'm not out on the road to fall asleep and kill anybody else's family, that's for sure. Because who knows, you probably got, let's say I was probably about 20 miles from there, 20, 30 miles, and in the Northeast, fucking you get out at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock on the afternoon, sometimes 20, 30 miles takes you an hour and a half to get home. So, it might even take you that long to get to work, depending on what time you started. So now you just, right there's 3 hours out of your day. Technically, I would say 3 hours out of your clock that you don't get to spend with your family or actually get paid for it. But hey, everybody has a commute. Just depends on how much money you're making, whether or not it's, it's worth the time and effort. But, anyway, now that I'm going to start making videos. I think I made a video last time, too. I think I'd say, show you something about truck GPSs. I got a Rand McNally. I had a Peterbilt that had a Garmin built right into it, and the Kenworth at the other company had a Garmin basically built right into it, which it's great until it starts yelling at you through the speakers every 5 minutes for all kinds of shit. High winds, freaking, high winds, not a truck route, driving down 130 in like Cranberry, and it comes up and says 130 is not a truck route. Stupid shit it would do once in a while. And it would go bing real loud in your fucking ears, and the speakers that are right up over top of your head or whatnot, or next to you, and you could never turn the volume down on it. But you could eventually, if you knew what you're doing, you could eventually figure out how to, make it stop binging at you for everything. So I at least did that. But yeah, so I was gonna do a video about, truck GPSs, and right now this is just a sum up video, I guess, for since I haven't made any videos. If anybody will even freaking watch this video, I know there's a lot of guys from Prime that follow me, which I'm surprised, since I'm still not, not working there. A lot of the people that work for Prime get that cult mentality that Prime is the best, and I would say for an over-road company, for some things, everybody has their own experiences. I would say for an over-road company, they pay pretty well, probably very well starting out. They train you. Their training's usually pretty good. I'm not saying that there isn't, bad eggs that fall through the training gaps that, they might hire, guys that might, drive under bridges and rip stuff off, and, just like if anybody's ever looked on YouTube for that USA driver that, figured he could turn around and rip his cab off with the trailer, jackknifing it, there's guys there at every company that are like that. But, this is just going to be, like I said, a sum up video. I'm going to come back and try to make videos, when I have time, when I'm sitting at the shippers, it's a nice thing, I get paid hourly, so I'll sit at the shipper, 3 hours to get loaded with some plastic bottles. It gets nerve-wracking because I had that old mentality to keep going. But, the last company I used to get screwed, I'd show up, deliver a load, and have to wait 45 minutes to an hour for them to write a check that they know the load's coming, And that was like with the other company. That's one of the reasons I quit with them. Which, it was a nice mom and pop company. We'd have barbecues, cookouts, stuff. They bring beer and shit. Sometimes it's just not, no matter how great everybody is there, how stuff is, you gotta do what you gotta do for you. If you have a problem with, you can't run yourself out. You're driving a 80,000-pound weapon of death, pretty much. If you heard about, the driver on New Jersey Turnpike, wore himself down, basically see his family, and had to drive all the way up to fucking, all the way up to Delaware from I think it was North or South Carolina, to get his truck, which I don't know why he just couldn't take the truck home, Some companies have weird things that they have going on. There's insurance reasons or whatnot. But, yeah, if you have any questions or you want any videos on stuff, I know, I have plenty of time that I can do, like, videos on, if you're new, you don't know anything on, how to do brake checks. I don't know if they'll be 100% proper, but, I could at least, go over them and do them proper so you can at least take your tests, some, information on. Then I could show you the real-world brake tests that most drivers use. Maybe even how to adjust your brakes, which they don't usually pay me enough to climb up underneath the truck to do it. But so far I haven't had any trailers with this company that needed brakes adjusted, slack adjusters. But how to couple, stupid stuff, things that might come up. Like if you're a new driver, first thing you should do is probably go out and buy your set of couple of Gladhand seals, because if you think even if your company has brand new trailers, don't worry, you'll get to a place where someone decided to yank your Gladhand seals off. I had a brand new trailer, 2 weeks old. Someone had to go to pick it up after I dropped it off the company, get loaded. Come back the next day, someone freaking steals the Gladhand seals. So I did what any professional trucker would do. I went over to Slash JB Hunt's trailer over there, and since nobody likes them, and I took their Gladhand seal, which I didn't feel good doing, but the nearest truck stop was probably about 45 minutes away, hour away, and my dispatcher was like, look, don't know what you're going to do. I said, yeah, I don't know either. So as far as he said, I don't know nothing, go do it. But you can't do that shit, there's cameras and shit. And I even asked a few drivers over there if they had any extra Gladhand seals. Nope. And they all said the same thing. Go over and take it off JB Hunt's trailer. I guess apparently it's been sitting there for like, I don't know, 2 months or something, but, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So, I guess they moved it, because by the time I got back the next day, I had some Gladhand seals. I was gonna put them back on that trailer, and it was gone, so I guess they moved it somehow. But, yeah, it's not nice to do shit like that to other truckers, even, if they're with a company or shit. You don't want to be anybody to come by and find your, can't hook up a trailer or get your day done, because it just screws you personally as a trucker, and probably won't really screw the company, but, you're the one that gets screwed. So, if you know anybody out there that's stealing Gladhand seals, or if you're the one doing it, don't fucking do it. If you need them for a trailer that you can't hook up to, start carrying them on you. Stop at a truck stop. There's a lot of, and just in this area in the Northeast, there ain't many truck stops, but everywhere else there really is. I mean, I guess around Allentown, you got truck stop down, got a truck stop down 70 by what is it, 78 down there by I think it's Hamburg, somewhere around there. Got a couple of truck stops, but when you're a day cab driver, they would wonder why the hell I'm driving 40 miles outside Allentown, for whatever reason. But that's just depends on the company and stuff. But there's topics like that. There's other things like maybe I'll actually show how to do. I know I looked before when I had to do is doing paper logs. I was looking for good YouTube videos to show you how to do paper logs, and there's a bunch of complicated ones. There's one that's kind of good, but the guy can barely speak English. He's mostly Russian, at least he tried. But so yeah, if you got any questions, want to know how good the Random delis are, I can tell you. I got a little bit newer one. So far, I haven't had any problems with it. If anything, I'd have to say it's overcautious. There's a lot of roads on where the bridge is like 13.8, 13.9 is telling me don't use the road. The only thing is you can't, like anybody says, you can't follow every GPS. There's times where it'll try to take me through a shortcut that's a larger residential street or something like that. You don't want to, you don't really want to do that. But just common sense. When you're in cities or small suburbs, I don't think any GPS, unless they spent millions and millions of hours going through it, will be totally right in any areas that are, really, really heavily populated with a lot of streets. You just gotta use common. There's some guys that I've seen that'll drive down a tiny ass one-way street in Philly with a fucking tractor trailer truck, because they're following their GPS or whatnot. They start getting scared. They know that there's a bridge that's too low. Just take your time. Look around. Like the other day, I got stuck. They had Richmond closed, and I wasn't following my GPS. Actually, I was following the instructions on the for the load that somebody wrote up for it. From the company, because usually someone already screwed up enough times to write something down. It's right. Well, Richmond was closed, so I got screwed. Well, problem is down through there, in Philly, you got the Amtrak train trestles that go through there, and the bridges are all old bridges. Like there might be 13 foot high, 12.8, shit like that. Well, detour, it said detour. Well, you can't always follow the detour either, because unless it says truck detour, and even then, sometimes I've seen truck detours fuck up. Where they'll put truck detour and the bridge is like 13.4, 13.3, 13.2. Yeah, truck detour for about 50% of the trucks. But I know Philly a little bit since I worked in it, so I just took 2nd Street over to Lehigh. There's probably another way I could do it, but 2nd Street's a big, wide street. It's safer. I wouldn't say anything's safe around there, but it's just safer to drive. But yeah, my lunch is almost up here, so you got any questions, any comments, just make them. I'll probably my next video will be me showing this older Rand McNally on how good it is, how good to use it, because I know there's a lot of new guys that want to go out and buy a Garmin and stuff, and I like their setup. I like how simple this stuff is, especially since a lot of people use Garmin for their car, car navigation. People know how to use it, and they're scared to buy anything else, but I don't know. I don't want to get in a fight between everyone's like, oh, which GPS is better, which one. Hey, they make the truck maps. That's all I have to say. So at least I would imagine they might be a little bit better than Garmin. I would hope so. But yeah, that's it. Until next time. Yes, on my exciting adventures driving a tractor trailer truck through the Northeast. Yeah. Alright. Well, any questions, post them down below, down there. And I'll try to make a video for it and answer your question, maybe either through the video or type. Sometimes I just have a lot of shit going on. I live a life. I get bored sometimes, so I want to help new drivers out, since I know there wasn't, you know, there's tons of videos out there, but sometimes they just don't, the one question that you have, for some reason, just doesn't come up. So, alright, well, I'll catch you all later.